telling about what happened, getting others familiar with Lex's story. Um, that night did not have to unfold that way, and the administration didn't have to respond the way they did. So many things went very wrong with that day. Hmm.
So talking about the night, so I wanted to ask you, so what's your understanding of everything that happened as far as I know she went to Baba's um close to 1 o'clock, that night
Hmm.
or that morning essentially. And what was your understanding of what happened? Because the news always says one thing, but what was your understanding of what happened?
Well, um, that night she had purchased her food via DoorDash. Why she didn't? Oh, well, I did ask the boyfriend why she didn't. Why didn't she wait for them to bring it? They offered $10 off if you pick your order up. So they proceeded to do that, and so the order had been paid for. And when she arrived, they gave her the wrong order.
Oh, okay.
She leaves. She goes around the building. The car that was right behind her does the same thing. Um, they had inverted the orders. So they do get into an argument at the window about her order, and they kind of close the window on her and tell her, well, if you don't take this, then you're not getting anything, and they close the window on her. And so that's when you see her hitting on the window with that stick.
I see. Now, and
Um,
there is a carrot, not even to cut you off, but there is a misconception, at least from the stuff I saw. There's a misconception that she went there and they were already closed and that she wanted food. So
yeah, yeah,
I just
no,
want,
that's
yeah.
that's not true. That was the order that was placed. That's why she expected to get it. And if see, but they did not show on they didn't show anything on what was released. There is video from Baba's that shows her circle the two cars. They circled around because they both had gotten the wrong orders.
Hmm.
So they were probably closing, and those were the last two orders or the last orders they were handing out, but they were already ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, and I think by now something like that should have been cleared up because when,
Hmm.
when you when you look out there as far as the information, there's still this idea that she
Yes.
just went there, and I wasn't even aware that it was a DoorDash order. That
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that either. So it's good to clear
You
that up.
know, Lex is a princess, always has been. You know, I rarely go get anything. If I don't have to go to work, I just have it delivered. And she's much the same. So I did ask when, because I knew it was a DoorDash order, and I asked the boyfriend why did you guys go pick it up? Why didn't you just let DoorDash bring it? And he said because they got $10 off to pick it up. And so that's what she went. She went for that $10 off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So basically she knocks on the window because they had given her the wrong order. She's trying to knock on there to get the correct order, and they're kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, they're dismissive. And then the one guy comes up and he does like that. And so they relax in the vehicle. They sit back, they start looking in their phones. Police pull up, guns drawn, yelling at them to get out, get out, get out. Um,
And Kara,
and
presumably at that point, when the guy comes to the window and it goes like that, he must have been calling the police, or someone was calling the police
exactly,
at that time.
exactly. And they did call and say that she was threatening the employees with a gun.
And it's interesting because I listened to the 911 call, and they say that there's a woman knocking on the window with the gun, but it's clear that there was no gun knocked at the window. It
Yeah,
was
and
just
they
like,
can see because they had video camera back there. I actually went in to see the video the following day, um, and when they went to the back and called the police, they're actually back there laughing, and they're back there laughing until they hear gunfire.
so they essentially called the police knowing good and well that they were not the employees of Baba's. Call the police knowing that they were not in any danger. They
Because
essentially
that's
looks
what the
like,
manager wanted to show me is that they feared for their lives, and he played the video for us, and then he's sitting down watching the video with us like, I didn't see that part. I didn't see that part. You know, when the cop punches her, I didn't see that part. You know, like, yeah.
hmm. So they're calling the police, knowing they're not in danger. So
Yes.
your daughter, Alexi, is in the car. Her boyfriend's in the car. The guy is, he gives them the like, wait a minute, as if he's going to
Hmm.
correct the order. So they're sitting back, not knowing that police are coming. They have no idea.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So
And the entire time her hands are up. The entire time, the only time she ever rests her hands is on the steering wheel, but they're up the whole time, you know. Um, and she's arguing back and forth, telling them that she's not dressed. But there was a female cop on the scene that could have assisted her. Um, Literally, it goes from him barking orders for her to get out the car to punching her in her face with his mag light in his hand. So he punches her one time and she goes, "What are you doing?" And he does it again. And so this time she comes back up, she grabs the steering wheel and she pulls off. At the time that she pulls off, you'll see in the video, if I don't know if I sent you the video, but
oh yeah,
there's a video where you see everybody jumps back away from the vehicle.
hmm
But by that time, an officer had already got into the vehicle, and I don't care what this man says, he was sitting right up and down next to her. You can see him. You can see his
okay,
head and his shoulders sitting next to her in the vehicle. Um, so she pulls off, but the guy has knocked her glasses off, so her head's literally in the windshield. Um, I guess as she realizes he's there, whether she sees him, hears him, he says nothing to her though. He does not tell her to stop the car. He says nothing to her. Um, she realizes he's there. She starts screaming. He starts shooting. He puts 2 bullets in her head and 5 down her side.
hmm.
The only danger at that point that he was in is danger that he put himself in. One, from climbing into the vehicle, and two, for shooting the driver.
Right, right,
What did you expect to happen next? Now, he did sustain injuries, but I believe when he crashed into that building and that roof it caved in on his side of the vehicle.
okay,
That's how that man was injured. He was never drugged. There was no cops aimed at. She didn't even have a gun. And their claim that they found one 4 days later, how can I believe that after all the stories that they've already buried her in? Not only that, but didn't they have to clean up the crime scene? Didn't they have to clean up the vehicle? So you've just crashed into a building. Oh, listen, when I went out there, the contents of my car were all over the place. From packs of eyelashes that she had in it to different business cards and like just different various items were strewn through the street. So at that point, if it were there, wouldn't they have found it then?
well, and that's very important that people should understand, because I wasn't aware that they said they found the gun four
They
days
did.
later.
4 days later, yes, they
Okay.
then start to claim that they found a gun.
And Kara, I know this is, very, very sensitive.
And
So
I'm sorry, it's Kara.
Kara, my
Kara.
apologies, Kara.
No
So
problem.
Kara, I don't wanna skim over it, but I want people
Hmm.
to kind of understand. So I want to
Hmm.
just go back a little bit. So initially, when the police arrived, there
Hmm.
was Officer Perez on the left side where Alexis was.
Hmm.
He was kind of jammed
He's
in
the
between her
puncher. Hmm.
Bob, and then there was
Where there was no room to get out the vehicle.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I saw
Yeah,
too. And then on the right side, you had Jared
Carlton.
Perez. Excuse me, Ryan Perez. No, it was Jared Perez.
Yeah,
Jared, sorry,
Carlton. Jared
Jared
Carlton.
Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared Carlton is on the right side. So
Mm-hmm.
he's the
He's the
one who
shooter. He's the
he's
one
the
who
shooter.
climbs into the vehicle.
So a lot of the argument was about Alexis being punched, and a lot of people looked at that particular footage. And so when he was they claimed that he was trying to reach in there to grab to
Her
turn off
keys.
the
Oh, in a
keys.
keyless entry vehicle, mind you.
Okay,
The boyfriend had the key fob in his pocket.
okay. Well, you know what? And I looked at the footage too, because when I look at the footage, it doesn't look like he's trying to turn off the car. What it looks like,
Right. I believe there is a part where he tries to physically just snatch her out of the vehicle, but as soon as he grabs her hand or something, she pulls like, wait, and that's when he starts punching.
she has her hands there, and he
Hmm.
goes to grab her
Oh,
arm there.
I didn't even see that so clearly before either.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she puts her hands on the steering wheel, 10 and
And he
2,
tries to grab it.
and then he tries to grab her, and I don't know if she was trying to move off, but that's when it looks like he proceeds to punch her. So
Hmm.
that's the section where I think a lot of people don't know, and there's a lot of question as to whether he punched her, whether he didn't. I think it's quite obvious that he did punch
Oh
her.
yeah, he definitely did that.
Um, with her boyfriend, did was he the one who kind of was able to give you accounts of everything because he was there
Yes,
outside of the footage, obviously?
absolutely. He did, as well as like I said, the next day, we went over to Baba's, and the manager there let us see video. And as far as the video footage from the dash cams and all that stuff, we were able to see that through the Illinois State Police and meeting with our attorney. But I didn't watch the entire thing at that time.
Yeah, yeah, understandably so. I mean, I know it's hard, and um, let me ask you as far as the angles. Did they give you all of the angles of the body cam footage or all the
No, they
because
haven't given me anything personally.
still to this
And
day,
I've tried to FOIA them, and no, I still haven't gotten it.
you don't have the footage.